Welcome to the second ever SurgeCast Snake Draft. The order has changed from previous episode to this episode. We did do the random wheel, and this time it'll be Kat, Zach, and I. And with it being a snake draft, it'll then snake back around. It'll then be me, Zach, and Kat, so on and so forth. We'll have 4 rounds, and today's draft is on the top games on the Carolina Hurricanes schedule for the 25-26 season. You can go any which way you want. I'm sure we'll all have different lists on this. It's really which games you are looking forward to the most this season for the Carolina Hurricanes. So with the first overall pick, Kat, you're now on the clock. What game are you looking forward to most for the Carolina Hurricanes this upcoming season?
Give me that home opener, baby. Give me the home opener.
Gosh darn it.
It's going to be the most electric. You're going to start the season off strong. That's when everyone's like, all right, hockey is back. And it's just the vibes are high. You're ready to see the guys hit the ice again. Tailgating starting up again. Give me that home opener.
Gosh darn it. I was hoping I wanted to take that one and I should have known first overall that'd be that. Gosh darn.
It'll be the Lenny will be rocking on October 9th. That is for sure. The energy is going to be through the roof. Hopefully by then, with all the renovations going on at Lenovo, you got the Vista Bar up in section 317. You're going to have a new feel, new vibe to Lenovo. It's going to be really exciting to get back in that building for the home opener.
Yeah, and new food too and all that stuff. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. You're talking division rival, stuff like that. You know, it's all the vibes are going to be high that night. I can imagine all the loud pops we're going to get for Rod, per usual, Jarvis, Aho, Slave, and all those guys, Nikolai Ehlers for the first time, Karen J. Miller. The vibes are going to be super high this season, especially for the home opener.
Absolutely. So with that off the board, we'll move on to Zach. Pick 2, round 1.
The thing is, like, she took the best one. If we had the promotional schedule, this would be so much easier to figure out because I know what giveaways are going to be, what our theme night's going to be. If we're just going off base of just straight game vibes, this does make it very interesting. But I'll say for my pick of the first round, give me November 21st. In Winnipeg for the return of Nikolai Ehlers to the team he was with for a decade. So if I'm not going home opener for my first round, give me the return of Ehlers back home back home in terms of his former team in Winnipeg.
There's going to be a lot of emotions in that building on that night. Having one of your star players coming back after so much time spent. It'll be interesting to see how really both teams respond to that game with so many of his former teammates and likely a ton of his friends still on that Winnipeg team. Coming back in with your Canes. How will he play?
Tribute video. I'm expecting a really good tribute video for that. Yeah, I think that's kind of why I picked that one because it's more so like I'm ready to experience what the reception is gonna be like for Fly going back to the Jets for the first time post being with that team. So it was kind of a simple one. Got to do it for the love for Ehlers.
All right, it's on to me. I've got 2 picks in a row for a snake draft. I cannot believe this one got to me. Are you kidding me? January 6th, the return of Mikko Rantanen.
I knew that. I knew it.
Every single person in that building is going to boo that man to freaking Charlotte, you name it. He's going to get booed out of the building, booed out of the state, booed out of the city. That man did not want to be here, so we do not want you here, Mikko. That is going to be a playoff game environment. One, obviously, Dallas is probably going to be really good. So that alone, add on top of, it's not quite by any means LeBron coming back to Cleveland, but I picture those vibes of where it's just pure chaos. Everyone is booing that man. I don't think anyone will ever have been booed louder than Mikko Rantanen will when he comes back to Raleigh. I am so glad I got that pick. And I'm so shocked I got that pick. I haven't even thought of my second pick yet. But again, if y'all want to touch on January 6th real fast, any other final thoughts on that?
I'm curious about what's going to be more. So, like, at the end of last season, Colorado was like, all right, we're okay with Rantanen. Like, it's all right. But then he kicked them out of playoffs. So I kind of wonder how the vibes are going to be when he comes back in the regular season. That's the only other game that I'm going to be really interested to be like, how are the vibes in this game? We'll have to ask Bailey, but
Yeah. No, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a lot more stuff that came out after that with Rod, doing a lot of interviews to ask him about the whole situation, and he kind of cleared a lot of things up. So, I mean, in terms of the Hurricanes, I don't think they're going to care, but I think this is going to be more of like a fan experience of,
oh, it's a very
there's
much such a team environment that the moment you're like, it's not for me, but you do it in such a way where you're like, okay, well, you didn't even put any effort and then leave. You just immediately were checked out and kind of didn't help the team out at all. It's just kind of like, all right, that's kind of BS. Like we've had guys that have had less ice time or played like lower, like got paid less, low, like fourth liners that have given so much more effort. Even guys where you just get called up, like you're not a superstar, but you get called up for a chance just to play a game, and they give so much more to it than he ever did. And it's just like, all right, we kind of gave you like, okay, he's in shock, like give him time to adjust. And then when you find out that he was like, yeah, I just was really checked out, you're like, why did I defend this guy? So,
all right, Rich, second pick.
Second pick.
Yes. So it's tough. One, I feel like will get back to me potentially. I don't think one will, but I'm going with my gut on this one. I'm going to go home December 23rd versus the Florida Panthers. The first time we get Florida in Raleigh, which anytime we play Florida in the regular season, it's like a playoff game. The teams hate each other. The vibes are through the roof. It is them saying we're the best, deal with it. And it's the Canes saying, no, we're not going to put up with this. So for Florida to come in, I really want to see how the Canes respond, which I won't tip picks, but they play Florida a couple times this season. So I want to see how they respond to the Florida Panthers this year after getting bounced fairly easily in the ECF.
We get Florida 3 times this season, actually. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. I'm not really surprised it's Florida. I'm curious to see if your other pick that you're hoping for comes back to you is back in January. But yeah, I mean, you're talking Florida back home after the conference final. And the fact we're playing them the second time in the span of like 5 days because we get them in that back-to-back on the 19th and 20th in Florida. And then they come to us really quick. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of residual feelings if anything goes off on the 19th in Florida. That'll probably carry over to the 23rd. But no. Makes sense for the 23rd at least. For that one.
All right. Zach?
Oh, man.
I'm going to start picking this draft. Ugh.
Yeah, that, like I said, it's the crazy part because there's just we're looking at the schedule and stuff like that, and like I said, we're just going off of straight game vibes, not promotional nights or stuff like that. It's I'll go with this. We'll go January 3rd on that Saturday against the Colorado Avalanche. It'll be the return of Brent Burns for the first time to Lenovo Center, and of course he's going to be with fan favorite Jack Drury and a mixed bag feeling of Marty Nietzsche's, but you're going to get 3 former Hurricanes back in the building on the 3rd. Like I said, Brent Burns' first game back in Raleigh, especially after that emotional goodbye he talked about.
Isn't it also Jack and Natchez' first time back too? I don't think we played them. I don't think we played them again after the deadline.
Oh yeah, I think that's
probably.
We haven't.
Nope.
Oh yeah, it's right.
Their return.
Oh, yeah.
All 3.
Yeah,
that was
going
to
to
be one of my picks. I think all 3 of them is their first time back. There's gonna be so many tribute videos.
hey, you got 2 intermissions and sometime during the game you'll figure it out. I mean, we got 3. We got
one
3,
every intermission.
No,
one at the beginning, one at every intermission.
Oh no, I was gonna say no. Just do one for each period. So that way all the guys are on the ice. They can do it then. Yeah. So you pick a period. We'll give it to a guy. Yeah, I thought we played them after that, after the trade in January. But yeah, you might be right, Kat. So actually, yeah, it's a multiple return of Drury, Burns, and Marty Nietzsche's with a tribute video for every period. So, all right, well, I feel pretty good about my second pick now. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So yes, I'll take the triple return of 3 former Canes as my second pick of the draft.
It's a good one, Kat. Back to back. What you got?
Okay. Well, I've got the first one figured out, but give me that November 11th Washington home game. Only time we're going to see Washington on home ice, talking about a team that we've got a lot of history and got a lot of rivalry with, / maybe the last time you see Ovechkin on the Canes ice. Can never go wrong when you play Washington, especially when you've got the added history of us bumping them out of playoffs quite recently. So yeah, give me that November 11th versus Washington. If I'm gonna pick another one, the Colorado one was gonna be probably it. But since that is now off the board and you didn't even realize how valuable it was when you did that,
It was a funny little accident.
a funny little accident, yeah. There's so many. If I want to do an away or if I want to do a home game, I said like make sure I don't miss any.
That's what I'm saying. It's tough when it's It's tough when it's just straight games and no like other incentive nights for like giveaways or whatnot.
Give me. It's always a little bit of a show when we play this team, but give me Tampa Bay on February 26th at 7:00 because that's the first game after the break, after the Olympics break. So, going into the break, we might hit a little bit of a slow down for a lot of teams. Like, hey, don't want to get injured. Let's see where we are in the season. But that's going to have fans itching to be back in Lenovo and ready to play. So it's not a home opener exactly, but when you have a break like that, fans are just ready to get back in there and be cheering loud for their team. So, give me that Tampa Bay game right back after that Olympic break.
Yeah, on the Washington pick, I think that's for sure Obi's last time in Lenovo, unless we wildly see him in the playoffs. Tampa, to your point, that'll be a good one. Of you're getting a crowd that's going to be ready to get back into it. You're getting a team where it gets a little.
There's always between Aho and Kucherov. There's always punches. There's always some drama.
There's always something. That'll be a really good game. I think that's a sneaky pick there by the Tampa one. Moving along to Zach for his third pick.
It's tough because I could go Rangers on the road because that's Keandre's first time back, but screw the Rangers. I don't really care that much. Ever since that game before the pandemic started against the Leafs, where we played the Zamboni driver and won, give me, should I do home or road? Give me December 4th at home against the Maple Leafs, because these games are always chaotic and it's always high scoring games and a lot of crazy stuff always happens. So yeah, give me Leafs December 4th to kick off. And this is like dead in the middle of a 7-game homestand, and it's after 3 days off. So yeah, give me Leafs just for the chaos. And +2, no Mitch Marner. Of course, this is the second time we're playing him this season, but it'd be interesting to see how the new core is going to be without Mitch at Lenovo. This is basically a straight up chaos pick from just every game being absolutely a gong show between these two teams.
It is a wild card because, like you said, you have no clue. It could be 6-0 one way. It could be 5-5.
Oh,
heading into overtime. You never know with Toronto. Yeah, it's not as bad as Columbus, but you're almost there.
Yeah, I mean, with Toronto, we were down 3-0, came back and won 6-3, and what is it? I think it was Marner, Matthews, and Nyes all were -5s and -6s. And Steve Dingle just loses his mind just because. So, yeah.
All right, Rich, what are your two?
Yep. So I'm glad this one got back to me. Sticking with Dallas, October 25th. The return of Stink at Dallas. Want to see how they respond then. That's an early season matchup, early season test. How well you can perform. I'm sure that if any resentment exists towards Mikko, which that's all, I don't know if it does or does not by any players, that kind of gets hashed out then. Just interested to see kind of how everyone handles that. And then round 4, rounded off. I'm going 4 days later. Vegas. You just said it, Zach. Mitch Marner. I want to see how the Canes play Vegas. That is a test. 2 tests back-to-back early in the season. I want to see how Mitch looks on Vegas. I want to see how well the Canes do versus that star power. I want to know just how they match up and what that'll look like early on in the season, especially coming off of the State Fair trip. How do you respond coming back home? A lot of interesting kind of storylines and questions for the Vegas game. So that is my 4th round pick.
I am kind of surprised that the Bedard in Carolina game was not picked by you, Rich.
No, that's an honorable mention that I knew that I only would have, but the Canes are going to blow them out 6-0 that day. So it's not that interesting of a game.
You better hope they do, or you're going to get a lot of updates. No, but I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised you went Dallas for 2 of your picks, and because with the turn stank, and then Mitch and Vegas, coming to town, see how that firepower is. So honestly, that it's a perfect segue, Rich, because my last pick, give me that game on October 20th in Vegas. That's the first time we're going to see the Hurricanes play up against a loaded Golden Knights team. So I'll just see your home pick and go for the road pick for my last one. So give me Vegas October 20th, which is that 4th game of that 6-game roadie on the State Fair trip.
Valid. Same thing.
Yeah.
See how they play versus a loaded team, and how
in their
Vegas
barn.
is gelling.
Yeah, in their barn with that. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting test with the fact that 2 of our picks are playing within 8 days of each other. So, yeah, it was a perfect segue there, Rich. Proud of you.
All right.
Round it out for us, Kat.
Round this out. Give me, because you never want to get Crosby, but give me Pittsburgh on March 10th. It's always it's always good to play the Pins. It's always great to see Crosby play. So if I'm going to see Ovi, I want to see Crosby as well. So give me that. It could be interesting. We'll see how the Pins are doing. And you know what? If I'm going to start the season, give me the season closer at home. Well, it's not the last game, but it's the
just 4 rounds. We're in honorable mentions now.
Oh, I didn't know if we did 2 at the end. Oh, okay.
No, we're staying with 4 rounds.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Any honorable mentions we want to throw out there?
No, then I want to change that last one.
Okay, change your last one then.
the last home game of the season. It's going to be against Boston, but I always loved it's the last game, and then you go into playoffs. So it's like the last hurrah for some fans. So you give me that home opener feeling. You give me that last game feeling.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, because it's always the fan appreciation night game. So yeah, no, that does make sense. And it's against Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad way to end the home stretch of games.
Yeah. So my honorable mention is Pittsburgh.
Though the March 10th, that first Pittsburgh game.
Yeah.
I'll say if I have to have an honorable mention. Oh, this one's perfect. My birthday, March 20th. It's going to be in Toronto against the Maple Leafs. So I get to have the double chaos picks this season. Give me the 4th for my actual pick, and then honorable mention birthday pick. So all right, Canes, one on my birthday, beat the Maple Leafs in Toronto.
Got 3 quick ones I want to point out. At New York, November 4th, return of Miller.
Yep.
To MSG. At Florida, December 19th, with Zach, you talked about first time you're playing the Stanley Cup champs after they bounced you. Then you have a quick turnaround after that. And then at Edmonton, March 6th, I'm sure there'll be a cup contender. Want to see how you're playing versus them shortly after the Olympic break. Are you gelling? Are you not? How's everything looking? Is Slavin able to shut down McDavid? It'll be an interesting matchup to kind of tell how the Canes may be performing heading into the playoffs.